I believe that organizations are perfectly designed for the results they get. I was taught that through organizational behavior over the past number of years, and with Carla's help we've been able to add additional resources in our personnel department. And I think that's reflected partly in the quality of this class. It's year 3 and we're making progress that is clear and noticeable and transparent for all to see. So the combination of progress with resources is now combining to produce a stronger result. This class, I think, is very good for the University of Virginia, meaning that the versatility which they have, the kind of students, and then Division I football players at the ACC level, they're perfect fits for us. I think we addressed needs that had to be addressed. Certainly with the graduation at running back of Jordan Ellis, we needed a really strong running back, and with both Seneca and Michael, we feel very strong there. We continue to look to expand and build our outside receiving core, which we think is still at a deficit in terms of numbers, and so we added good players on the outside that I think will really help us in Nathaniel and Dorian and Dontavian, and so I feel really good about that. We continue to put emphasis into our offensive front by not only size, mindset, but by ability and numbers. We've addressed that. We needed to expand our defensive front in terms of quality play and depth. 2 very good young prospects there in Jawan and Ben. Really like them. Our linebackers are already strong. We added to that, and we added more speed in our secondary. So really, in addition to all that, the next version of quarterback also was signed in R.J. Harvey. Almost all areas, at least at the initial stages of the class, as far as we can evaluate through high school, have been addressed and met and at a high level. And so I'm encouraged, excited, and think momentum has been generated.
Coach, you haven't always, I guess, let us talk to freshmen, right? Jawan Briggs seems like to me the kind of kid that maybe you should reconsult, take that under advisement or something. Have you ever met a kid who was both that talented on the field but that well-rounded off of it?
Yeah, I don't think it's measurable for him against someone else. I remember on his visit, my wife and I, Holly, were visiting with him, and he told us he played 10 instruments, and so that puts him in a pretty elite class. I would say of all the signees in this year's class at any level of football, anyone else that plays 10 instruments. And then I just saw a video of his Christmas performance duet. If you haven't seen that online, I highly recommend that. My family and I have watched that many, many times now. He's a renaissance man. He's UVA, and he could probably walk into any field here and have success right from the beginning. And in terms of the policy, yeah, you'll still have to wait. And we'll just let the momentum build for that, and then unleash him. Yeah, I think we're improving significantly, and most of that has happened because doors are being opened with our progress, and it's so noticeable. And so the intrigue now is opening doors, and players are more interested, and again, relationships are being established with my staff and the high school coaches, and then so many of them are coming to see us practice, and what they thought and then what they see, they usually leave very impressed, and there's just momentum that's being generated. And we have a saying in our program, right? The trust is built with time and consistency. So it's now been 3 years of time with consistency of behavior, treatment, and results. And so trust is starting to be established, which yields results.